betrayed by everyone in my family. So I thought I would just get my story out there, not really asking for advice, just venting. I am a male in my late 40s, was married for about 2 decades, and we have kids, who are now all young adults, so no co-parenting. I am pretty much NC with my ex-wife at this point. The only contact we have is kids-related, and it is very minimal. She seems to have finally resigned herself that we are completely over. We live in Europe, and English is not my first language. She cheated on and off with an old boyfriend for a very long time, years. A bad boy she was dating before she met me. He cheated and ghosted her back then, and we met later that same year. I didn't really catch her, and she didn't really come clean either. It was a mix of the two, as I knew something was up, and I pressured her on a Sunday evening after dinner. I was in complete shock. My whole world came crashing down, and for a month she kept talking to him on Snapchat while I begged her to reconcile. She finally broke it off, but was heavily truthing me on how big the affair was, and I desperately wanted to believe her, so I ate it up like a chump. A P was single at the time the affair ended, but was married when it started, and I am hurt by the fact the OBS didn't think it was the right move to let me know. The affair continued for years after their divorce, and I didn't even know AP existed. Ex-wife just could not understand how things could not go back to the way they were. I have always been athletic. I have played both team sports and individual, such as running, Ironmans, and CrossFit. My mental and physical health really took a hit. First, I lost a lot of weight, then put it back on, and then some, as I kept eating like I was still extremely active, but I wasn't. I was heavily suicidal, had to go on strong antidepressants, even bought a rope to hang myself with at one point. I finally had enough about 8 to 9 months later, as she was super passive about the whole thing, never took initiative in anything, just shut down any conversation I wanted to have, and tried to rug sweep the whole thing. She is extremely competent at cognitive dissonance, and her mental gymnastics are world-class. She trickled truth the fuck out of me, gaslit me, and just flat out lied to my face with a stone-cold, expressionless front. She never really took responsibility. She tried blaming me for her affair, but that didn't go far with me, as I knew I was always the one pursuing her, not just sexually, but with everything, going on dates, talking, doing activities, and spending time. She turned me down 97% of the time, and when I look back, never once surprised me in a good way or went out of her way to do something special for me. I guess I grew up in a dysfunctional family and went after a woman that was as emotionally available as my mother because it was familiar. During these 8 to 9 months, the affair eventually got known to my family and friends, as I couldn't really hide how I was feeling, and my younger brother, I call him the Rat now, got involved by getting in touch with my ex and claimed he was worried I was abusing her. He based this on witnessing the end of an argument between me and ex, where I got really angry and called her names. And I left the house slamming a door behind me and went for a 1-hour walk. Ex-wife let him know that was not the case, but because me and my ex had a pretty typical avoidant, anxious relationship, he assumed she was a battered wife and was stuck with me, so he pushed the subject a couple of more times while my ex said he was wrong. She of course did this in a very passive way, so he didn't believe her and recruited my mother to his cause. My mother is an Olympic gold medalist when it comes to mental gymnastics, passive-aggressive behavior, and making excuses for other people mistreating me when I was a kid, so she gladly hopped on the bandwagon. All of this was unknown to me for a few months, but I was desperately looking for support at the time, and all the conversations with my mother just turned very argumentative. She kept making excuses for my ex, and eventually I got really frustrated. My wife was in the room when I had a phone call and finally came clean about my brother's messages, showed them to me, so I blocked him, his wife and my parents. But I sent my parents a very long email on how this hurt me and how I felt betrayed. I never got a reply. My ex moved out in the summer of 2022, and my mother found out and called her to let her know she would always love my ex. She was family and would be there for her. This was months after I blocked her. I filed for divorce, and where I live, it is granted rather quickly if there is infidelity, and I had proof, screenshots of messages from AP, so it was uncontested 50-50 split. Infidelity has no effect on divorce here except speed, and we divorced about 2 years ago. She did not pursue a relationship with the AP, I am K.